How do you use the quadratic formula correctly? Imagine you're trying to solve a puzzle where the pieces are numbers, and the picture is a curved line called a parabola. To find where this curve crosses the horizontal line or x-axis, you need a special tool. That tool is called the quadratic formula. But how do you use it properly? Let's walk through the steps together so you can solve quadratic equations with confidence. First, you need to make sure your equation is in the right form. It should look like this: a times x squared plus b times x plus c equals 0. This is called the standard form. If your equation isn't in this form, rearrange it so all the terms are on one side and the other side is 0. For example, if you have 3x squared minus 5x equals 7, subtract 7 from both sides to get 3x squared minus 5x minus 7 equals 0. Next, identify the numbers for a, b, and c. Look at your equation and find the coefficient of x squared, which is a, then find the coefficient of x, which is. Lastly, find the constant term, which is c. Using the previous example, a is 3, b is -5, and c is -7. Now, recall the quadratic formula. It looks like this: equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a. This formula gives you the solutions for in any quadratic equation. Once you have the formula, substitute the numbers for a, b, and c into it. Be careful to copy the signs exactly. For example, with a equals 3, b equals -5, and c equals -7, you would write x equals -5 plus or minus the square root of -5 squared minus 4 times 3 times -7, all divided by 2 times 3. Next, calculate the discriminant, which is the part under the square root. b squared minus 4 times a times c in our example. That's -5 squared minus 4 times 3 times -7. Simplify it step by step. -5 squared is 25, and 4 times 3 times -7 is -84, but since it's minus 4 times a times c, and c is negative, it becomes plus 84. So, 25 plus 84 equals 109. This number tells you how many solutions you will have. Now find the square root of the discriminant. For 109, the square root is approximately 10.44. Remember, if the discriminant is negative, you'll get complex solutions involving imaginary numbers, but if it's positive, you'll get 2 real solutions. If it's 0, there's only 1 real solution. Finally, do the math. Take the -b, which is 5, and add or subtract the square root of the discriminant, then divide everything by 2a. For our example, it's 5 plus or minus 10.44 divided by 6. Because of the plus or minus, you'll get 2 answers, one with addition and one with subtraction. Write out each answer separately. For the first, 5 plus 10.44 divided by 6, and for the second, 5 minus 10.40 divided by 6. Simplify each to get your solutions for x. These are the points where your parabola crosses the x-axis. Always double-check your work. Make sure you plugged in the numbers correctly, calculated the discriminant accurately, and simplified radicals and fractions fully. Using the quadratic formula correctly helps you solve any quadratic equation, especially when factoring is tricky or impossible. It also connects the algebraic solutions to the graph of the parabola, showing where it intersects the x-axis. With practice, you'll be able to solve these equations smoothly and understand how they relate to the shape of the graph.